All right, food truck menu pricing guide. How exactly can I price my food truck to be actually profitable? Food truck pricing is either make or break for any food truck entrepreneur. Either you're just launching a food truck or if you are looking to create more of a profit margin. Now in this video, I'm actually gonna run down seven different methods. One of these or all of them together or combined or periodically one or the other can be used in the real world, and you can use them in your food truck and they are going to help you make a considerably more money. Now these in no particular order because all seven of them are really effective, but I'm gonna give you a little background about some of them and how they work and even give you some examples. So let's dive right into it. Welcome to Marketing Food Online. Definitely hit the subscribe button. We have tons of food truck entrepreneur videos here on Marketing Food Online, and our brand new channel, Food Truck Freaks, is our brand new channel. We have about 14,000 food truck entrepreneurs already signed up and subscribed to that channel. Definitely check it out. The link is down below. All right, let's dive into it. Number one, cost plus pricing. Now, this is actually a pretty classic method. This method involves calculating the cost of each dish and then actually adding a markup to determine the selling price. Very basic, very simple. So an example, if a taco costs, let's say $2 to prepare, that includes ingredients, labor, and your overhead, and you want a 50% margin. So you would add $1 to that price, and the selling price would be around $3 for the taco. Now, real world scenario, a taco truck, may use cost plus pricing to price its tacos. If the cost of making one taco is around $3, adding a 40% markup would set the price at around $4.20. Now, this ensures the truck is covering costs and actually making a consistent profit. And again, that's cost plus pricing. So number two, competitive pricing. Now, this is a bit interesting. In this strategy, food trucks actually set their prices based on what competitors are charging for similar items. Now, here's an example. So if the taco trucks in the area are charging $5 a taco, your food truck may also price your tacos at around $5 to remain competitive. Alternatively, you actually could slightly undercut them competition and go to $4.75. And believe it or not, that's a psychological trick and actually will attract customers to you as opposed to someone else. Now, real world scenario, how this would apply. So imagine that you run a gourmet burger food truck, let's say. After checking out other trucks in the area, you find out that most are charging around $10 for a basic burger. Now, you priced your gourmet burger at $9.50. You see that 50 cents reduction? That actually offers a slightly better value in the perceived value for the customer while they're still being competitive. Okay, number three, value-based pricing. Now, here, prices are actually based on what's known as perceived value of the food rather than the actual costs. This one's actually quite interesting as well because the example for this one is a food truck selling, let's say, organic or locally sourced dishes that can charge a premium for a perceived value based on the ingredients, right? So if a regular taco sells for around $4 and you could charge upwards of $6 for organic taco, that's made with locally sourced beef or maybe avocados or other fresh ingredients that you get locally that are also organic. That is a marketing ploy as well. In the real world scenario, so a food truck specializing, here's a good one, in vegan, gluten-free, or even exotic cuisines like sushi, burritos, may actually use value-based pricing because customers perceive these options as healthier or unique, and thus they're willing to pay that $12 for a burrito instead of a typical $8 or $9. Next one is number four. This is bundled pricing. I love this one because I actually use bundled pricing myself on my e-commerce food businesses all the time. Bundled pricing actually offers a set of items at a discounted price when purchased together. Now, this actually encourages a larger purchase. Now, here's an example. Now, instead of charging $5 for a taco and $2 for chips or even $2 for a drink, you could offer a bundle of taco, chips, and a drink, let's say for $7. This creates a value deal that makes customers feel like they're actually getting more for their money. In a real world scenario, how can I do this, Damien? Well, food trucks serving sandwiches and fries, let's say, might offer a lunch combo with a sandwich, fries, and a soda for $9, whereas buying items individually would run around $12 for the meal. This actually motivates customers to buy more and increasing your overall sales. Number five, this is one of my favorites, psychological pricing. Everything we buy, by the way, is psychological based. You may or may not realize it, but it is a mind game. And let me explain this. Psychological pricing actually uses techniques to make prices appear more attractive, right? Such as pricing something just below a rounded number. Now, this technique has been used for a long time. An example of that, a food truck selling a burger for $5 might actually price it instead at around $4.99. This small little minute difference, believe it or not, can influence customers' perceptions about your burger, making it seem like it's actually a better deal even though the price is nearly the same. In a real world scenario, so a food truck specializing in hot dogs, let's say, they could use psychological pricing by listing their signature hot dog for $3.99 instead of rounding up to $4. Customers are more likely to actually choose this quote unquote discounted item, even though it's only a penny. That's pretty interesting. Number 6, penetration pricing. Now, this method actually involves the initial setting of lower prices to attract customers. This is actually good if you just launch your food truck. Now pay attention and check this one out. Then gradually increasing the prices over time, a customer base is established. Now the example of this, so when you first launch a food truck, you can actually set lower prices on all your menu items, such as let's say a $2 taco instead of a $4 taco, to encourage people just to try your food and at least build up a customer base. Now, once you get customers hooked, then you can raise your prices gradually and get to that $5 or even $6 mark taco. Now, real world scenario is that a food truck in a, let's say, a busy city area might actually offer introductory prices like $2 tacos or $3 tacos for the first month. Then after that, increasing it gradually, those prices for the $3 tacos is either their brand recognition or loyal customer growth. They're going to stick with you. Number 7, the final one. Now, this is interesting, seasonal and dynamic pricing. Check out this method. This method actually involves adjusting prices based on demand, such as raising prices during, let's say, peak times or special events, and then lowering them during the slower periods. Here's an example. So a food truck that typically sells a taco, again, let's say for $4, might actually raise it for $5 during local festivals or sporting events when the foot traffic and the demand is very high. Now, during slower weekdays or weekends, they might actually lower that price to around $3.50 to attract more customers. So a real world scenario? Well, a popular food truck at a music festival, let's say, could actually raise their prices 20 or 30% during high traffic areas. Now, capitalizing on the surge of customers. And then, however, they can operate in a more subdued environment, like on a Tuesday or an off night, by simply lowering it. So now each of these pricing strategies, of course, allows food trucks to optimize their profitability while actually responding to your customers' demands and market conditions. The choice of which method will actually depend on many factors, such as, of course, competition, target market, and the food quality. Select the right approach or even mix some of these guys together and see how they work for you. So if you have questions on how to price your food truck, let me know down below. This has actually been a huge question we've had on our other channel, Food Truck Freaks, and I was glad I was able to give you guys a little rundown of how this works. Let me know, and I'll see you on our next video.